Good day, I'm Tamara Michaela and this is your JIS news for Friday, July 1. Government has successfully completed the divestment of the Kingston Container Terminal KCT. In an update briefing this morning, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced that the financing agreement between the Port Authority of Jamaica and Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited was finalized yesterday.
Fees required under the concession agreement were yesterday paid over to the Port Authority, thus allowing for the transfer of the Kingston Container Terminal to the concessionaire. Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited therefore assumed operations of the Kingston Container Terminal at 12 a.m. today.
Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited KFTL is a local company established by Terminal Link, one of the top 10 global terminal operators. The agreement gives KFTL a 30-year concession with the right to finance, expand, operate, maintain and transfer the Kingston Container Terminal at the end of the concession period. Prime Minister Holness says the company has secured all the funding required for the first phase of the capital works, which will see the dredging and deepening of the harbour.
The development is timely, coming on the heels of the opening of the expanded Panama Canal, with much larger vessels being ushered through the Pacific Ocean into the Caribbean Sea. Transshipment terminals must be expanded and upgraded to be capable of handling these huge vessels.
All 834 employees of the KCT were made redundant and received their redundancy payments yesterday.
Concessionaire has offered employment to all eligible KCT employees, as well as to additional technical staff who were previously employed to the Shipping Association of Jamaica. Their tenure with the new organization began this morning.
Jamaica's efforts to fight human trafficking have resulted in an upgrade of the country's ranking in the latest U.S. Department of State Trafficking in Persons TIP report. The 2016 TIP report published yesterday ranked the island up from a Tier 2 watch list to Tier 2. This ranking means that the country is making important strides in tackling this scourge and is well on its way to full compliance with international human trafficking laws and standards. The U.S. State Department has pointed to significant improvements in how Jamaica treats with victims and criminals involved in this transnational crime. Cabinet has approved the charity's policy and procedures guidelines for gifts and donations to the Ministry of Health. This was disclosed by Information Minister Senator Ruel Reid during this week's post-cabinet press briefing.
A policy is needed to be formalized because of the numerous missions that contribute gifts and donations to Jamaica and the benefits therefrom.
Minister Reid says Prime Minister Andrew Holness has also directed that a diaspora trust be established to leverage philanthropy and goodwill among Jamaicans living overseas. The trust will link all government entities which receive charitable contributions. The Ministries of Education, Youth and Information, Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, and Health are to meet to develop a policy and report back to Cabinet for approval. The group is to be chaired by the Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton. It was also revealed at this week's post-cabinet press briefing that approval has been granted for 3 contracts under the National Cane Roads Rehabilitation Project. The project is implemented by the Sugar Transformation Unit in the Ministry of Agriculture with funding from the European Union. The main goal is to improve access for the transportation of sugarcane from the fields to factories. One of the contracts is for the Froome sugar-dependent area in Westmoreland and was granted to Construction Solutions Limited in the amount of $82.1 million.
The second one was Froome Hanover, Package 2, in the amount of $103.2 million to S&G Road Surfacing Materials Limited. And the third was in Thomas, Package 4, in the amount of $68.4 million to S&G Road Surfacing Materials Limited.
70 farmers in Colbeck, St. Catherine have been provided with a new Holland TD90 tractor to improve overall efficiencies. The tractor was presented to the Colbeck Water Users Association by the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries on Tuesday. The Minister without portfolio, J.C. Hutchinson, used the occasion to reveal plans for making Colbeck a production zone.
A production zone where you are producing for bigger things to come. And we are going to be looking very soon, because now that you're really going, that we rather is going to be looking to provide an extension officer specifically to look after your production zone.
But we are committed, as we have always been, Minister, ladies and gentlemen, in moving forward, not moving backward. And we thank our stakeholders who have worked with us, who ensure that Colbeck continues to be on the map.
And finally, 11 child ambassadors and 8 associate child ambassadors have been appointed by the Office of the Children's Registry, OCR, to serve 2-year tenures from 2016 to 2018. The children who represent the third cohort of ambassadors since the program's inception in 2012 will assist the OCR in its public awareness initiatives and reporting of child abuse. They were presented at a ceremony on Monday.
We found that when our messages to children are delivered by their own peers, they're impacting and more powerful and long-lasting than adults trying to reach children across the generation gap.
We have recognized that yes, we have to try and convince our parents, our adults to speak up more about child abuse, but we also know that only 2% of our reports come from children. And if we can't get the adults to speak about it, then we need the children to say enough is enough.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.